sound effects?
What kind of sound effects?
I'm just saying, if I was going to go like this, now the mic's on. But if I was going to go like this, I wanted the sound effects.
Thank you
For hosting
our stream.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Yeah, thanks for hosting the stream and the live broadcast. Everybody, if you guys are tuning in, trust me. I know it's old news, but it really helps if you share the stream. It does. It does, because we do this every week. If you know people that do shit like this every single week, if they do it for a weekend or some bullshit like that, then just ignore them. Actually, don't ignore them. Share that too.
Right?
Why not? What's the big deal?
It doesn't cost anything to hit the share button.
Bro, what's up with the follower? Okay, so do you remember back in the day, a little after the space that was mine? Well, it was never mine, but it was somebody's for a short amount of time. And there were spaces there, and we had them.
Thank you.
Temporarily. Before it broke.
Like everything else.
It's hot in here, and I tried to tell the staff before we went live to limit the amount of time we can make sexual innuendos, because it seems that the longer we continue to do podcasts in the heat, the clothes come off and the talk gets crazy.
Sounds like my kind of party.
That's one. So that we discussed there's a limit of 3.
A 3?
You can't make no jokes out of 3 that are going to be good on here. All right.
Well, 3's coming.
Welcome to Road to the Swarm, and then I realized
or not.
This isn't it.
No.
This is the Honeycomb Hideout.
Hi.
Yeah, and we do it. And we do it midweek every hump day.
Wednesday, let me.
And that doesn't count. It doesn't count. If you guys haven't noticed, we're a variety group. Not only do we make, hard rock and heavy metal. Some of us have acting background, broadcasting background, writing, poetry, rapping, modeling. So everyone here has a wide variety of skill sets. And one thing we all have in common is fucking talking. We love to
talk. It's just what we do.
We're the most approachable band on the internet.
We love to talk to you. Please talk to us.
Zach doesn't know this, but when we first got it started, they called us the Facebook band. Like all the...
Dun.
Yeah, when me and Melissa first started and people wanted to throw jabs at us. This is before it was important to use social media. Like you were kind of like the ultimate heavy metal nerd, if you knew about making friends and stuff like that. So we'd be on social media trying to make friends, and people would be like, oh, you guys are just a Facebook band. And...
Didn't we make a T-shirt at one time that said Sepsiss, the band that gets other band likes?
Well, yeah, we were made fun of one time. They said you guys aren't a real metal band. They said you guys are just the band that gets other band likes. I said that's the coolest thing I ever heard of in my life. They said, yeah, nobody likes your band, Sepsiss. People used to give us. Excuse me?
I'm just lowering this a little bit to get it out of Lexi's face.
Oh, am I
She's
too
just
short?
short.
Oh, do you need another pillow?
It might help your sister.
We usually give her a booster seat.
There's a pillow behind you.
Where?
You see it? Has like a cute little design. Yeah, that one.
Pre-production. This is the pre-production pillow for next week.
Here you go.
Sorry.
This is the pre-production pillow for next week.
Tiny but mighty.
It's hot. So at the
much better.
Now we know the recipe for next time.
If at the dawn of learning about all of these gadgets, there wasn't a music industry in town that was looking for cool bands, and we weren't a cool fucking band. So we had MySpace and I don't even think SoundCloud and all that crap. What do we have? Reverb Nations. Remember that piece of crap?
Was Bandcamp out yet?
Bandtown. Band Lab. They had everything. But at that time, it was MySpace. Instagram was brand new.
Yep.
Instagram was brand new, and we had a MySpace. Me and Melissa did for the band. It was.
It still exists, actually.
What?
Just don't use it.
It was temporary, like all of MySpace became their space, and then it was no space. So when everybody migrated over to Facebook, it wasn't a very musical place.
Oh, here's Ed. Hi, Ed. Thank you.
So migrating over to Facebook, there were no bands there. There were no. It wasn't a really. It was more like a LinkedIn library, student, faculty kind of place where people do meet up and talk about homework or like campus events. That's what Facebook was for at that time.
What up, video? How you doing? Hi, Hidden Hybrid.
So it was really quite a challenge in the beginning being on those type of platforms and talking about music. So back then they had these things called ladders, like ladders, where the few bands that were trying to promote, the few bands that kind of got it, and let's face it, like bands that don't have a budget to buy on, and if you didn't know anybody in town, if you didn't want to skulk around and jerk everybody off at the local bars and follow all the other bands around. Yeah, just like if you didn't want to spend a ton of time down at the local bars, geeking out and nerding out on other bands and getting to know everybody, it was impossible to be in music. I mean, for just like it is now, music, the venues, the platforms, the labels were gate kept just as much then as they are now. Just now they're gate kept through digital services and premium subscriptions and packages and the point is there were bands like us at the time that were into like growing as a community and sharing resources and education. There were still these social media style bands that were emerging, and maybe they came from places like MySpace. I'm not really sure looking back on it. It's like, where did all those, because there was like the band, and there still is, there's the bands that are excited and ambitious about promoting other bands, not because they love their music, just because they understand that word of the mouth and having a great attitude and getting your name around and making friends with people is important when you're in a business or an industry that's based on contacts. Do you see what I said there? You know what I mean? Yeah. In an industry where everybody wants to be popular and famous, it's based on contacts. Most of the things that could be qualifiers in our success can all be, if you pick up the breadcrumbs, if you follow the trail, you'll find somebody being generous to us along the way. Anything that Sepsiss has ever done that could be qualified as successful, if you trace it back, you'll find there'll be people along the way that were generous. We've never been successful because I play great guitar and Melissa's a great singer. Melissa's a great singer, but but our success has, in terms of the industry and how that and how the industry is qualified success. It's been more about who you know, and kind of lining up with opportunities that fit well for the goals that you have for your band. But even in that day, they had, remember like ladders? Because they didn't have follows. Yes. So they had like ladders. I don't even remember what you would do with one anymore. But the goal is everyone would create this post, and all these bands that were generous, the bands that believed in community, the bands that were united would all come together and they would, share new music and like each other's pages, and that's the beginning of Facebook bans and social media bans, 13, 14 years ago. And it was just a tiny little thing back then. And now you have these, to present day, these massive follow wars. And you wonder why that's all happening in us, because in the beginning, users on social media weren't creators.
Video said Tom misses you.
Oh, Tom. Well, I think Tom misses everybody. Tom misses going to the ATM every day and pulling out lunch money.
Save the Flipper wants to know how your flip is doing.
The flip is doing great. Thank you.
I like how Save the Flip logs on.
Right. Who is the... May we find out who this Save the Flipper person is? Because I'd love to know who you are.
Flip it.
Flip it good.
So, in today's follower wars, it'll be like, now it's like, there are bands that are really ambitious about supporting, no holds barred, unconditional love and support. There are these type of people that are like, we're going to support every single band, we're going to follow every single band because it's right to follow bands and because they're energetic about following bands, and that's the message. Then you got other people who go, that's completely useless. What's the point of that? They used to do that 10 years ago. It still hasn't helped anybody's career. There are those people who adhere to that. I think we kind of fall somewhere in the middle. We do have, as the Facebook band, we do try to follow everybody that follows us. Our only fine print is that, like, either you have to have like 1,000 followers, or you have to definitely at least be a band for a couple years actively. Because what winds up happening is, if you're really active and you plan on having your page and maintaining an updated page, you might be keeping your page updated, but you're following maybe tens of 30s of hundreds of thousands of pages that haven't been updated in years. So I try to follow bands that have active pages. So like if a band follows us and they have under 500, we'll let them linger around to see if they're going to hang out for another year and continue to make music before just jumping on and supporting them. You know what I mean? And that also kind of doubles down too on us building relationships with them, because the bands that understand what we're doing realize, oh, if I just continue consistently being a band and I'm not so caught up in my follower count, that eventually Sepsiss is going to follow us anyway. Because a lot of bands at our follower count don't follow anybody. There are not a ton of, like I mentioned the other day, like Dead Reckoning is another great example of an act that, supports and follows probably the majority of people that they interact and make a connection with. But I also love them where they're not going to follow everybody. They're following people that are working hard and showing their work. And that's kind of our thing here. We do get people that are disappointed. They're like, how come you haven't followed me? And it's like, because you're about to enter into the behavior that prevents that. You know what I mean? Like, just stick around, be patient, keep making music, and we're going to follow your page. So if you're out there and you're wondering why we haven't followed you, just keep talking with us and hanging out. Because out of all the bands on Facebook, we are the Facebook band. We actually have and find a lot of value in people following us, and us following people. So there's hundreds of thousands of bands out there that be like, followers don't matter, it doesn't matter to me, and social media doesn't matter to me, and it's the music industry. And there are those bands out there that they're trying really hard to get in touch and get the attention of the music industry. And then there are bands like us who we're kind of trying to get the attention of our fans. So social media has been great regarding that. And the follow wars are no different today than they were years ago. But we just got 46,000 here, and I'm really glad to say that because of the fact, well, sure, but I don't really look at it like that. I don't really look at it as an achievement. It's more so like a threshold. because to me, it says a lot about the not the acceleration, but the gradual increase of us in our mission to find people that actually resonate and like our music and like our message. So I know that was winded, but being the Facebook band, we just don't make music exactly. That's not it. We also podcast. We're filmmakers. We're gamers. Yeah. So welcome to the podcast. It's the Honeycomb Hideout. I think that people want us to do a reality show after this.
Yeah.
Well, the reason that's what I was trying to say, like
A reality show.
Facebook.
Like a daily reality show?
I don't know the frequency of it like that. I just know in combination of us being the Facebook band, us being broadcasters and advertisers, us having multi-genre experience, acting and stage performance experience, and Melissa being a gamer and a streamer, me being into broadcasting and podcasting, and then of course our documentaries about like Road to the Throne and Road to the Swarm. I've had a lot of people come to me recently and say, yo, you guys should, when you guys are done with Road to the Swarm, you guys should stitch this all together and create a TV show that people can watch routinely online and everywhere. Because what happens after Road to the Swarm? That's how much people really like the series. They go, what happens? They're disappointed. I said, oh, who knows? We might have found all the band members. And people are like,
but then what?
Disappointed, right? So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe we'll continue on with some sort of, maybe not like a documentary, but maybe like a reality TV series after Road to the Swarm is over. If people like it that much, maybe we'll continue doing it. Mm-hmm. I've had 2 or 3 folks come to me, pleasantly, formally, and say, hey, what would be a great idea is if you just, kept this thing going and just caught episodes of what you guys do and what you think and talk about. And I was like, why would anybody be interested?
A lot of people like reality TV show these days.
Yeah.
It's almost like how live streaming is, except
well, that's what I mean. If it wasn't for going live and live stream, if it wasn't for Sepsiss being a Facebook band, we wouldn't have any place to talk about our music. We're not, what I'm saying, the bands at our size, at our caliber, we're not welcome in the music industry unless we're paying for it.
And
I don't know if anybody else is. It's just that's the way it is.
Not only does it open up the spot for you to talk about like your music and stuff, but it also gets you to connect with like your fans and stuff. That's why I like going live.
There's a whole nother part of it is you guys are good at it. So if not everybody that goes live and has a Twitch and has a broadcast, not all these folks increase viewers. Not all these people adapt. Not all of them overcome to the technical issues. Not all of them are able to adapt to live broadcasting. It's just the alert. The live broadcasting circumstances like that.
Yeah.
For instance, she's a streamer and we're podcasters. Every time that thing goes on, podcasters will stop and be interrupted by that.
Thank you for the follow.
As a podcaster, I would never stop and say thank you for the follow or stop. I would never stop what I'm talking about because I need to concentrate on what I'm talking about and not be constantly interrupted. So those are 2 different things in the streaming world versus the podcasting world that we have to adapt to. Yep. That people at home would never understand. You know what I mean? So it's that type of depth that if you're not aware of it, the alerts going off and it's hard to have a conversation like that versus streaming when you're in a game, it's all chaos and you're yelling and no one's got to really hold 10 minutes worth of thought.
Right.
Podcasting, you might have to tell a story or you might have to make it through parts of long form content. That's why we repurpose a lot of what happens on the Honeycomb. We cut it up into little pieces because we realize not everybody's a fan of conversation. we're just used to getting accelerated bits and pieces of, stuff throughout the day. I'm hoping eventually we don't have any more episodes of Road to the Swarm. Because if we didn't, that would mean that
The lineup's complete.
the lineup is complete. Our next show is August 19th at Charlie's Hill in Lebanon, Maine. I look forward to that. We have a bunch of bands added on that this Sunday during Swarm TV. The girls will go over that. What do you got this week for openers, Lex? Oh! Thank you for everybody watching the new music video.
Oh yeah, that's.
Yeah.
Skip that.
We can't
Well,
skip that.
Make sure you guys go. I'll let them know at the end also, but make sure you guys, if you haven't already, watch the new Bleed Lines music video. Of course, it's guest starring our favorite new buddy, Hot Sauce. You got to go out there and watch her rip it up. Also, huge thanks to Carrie and all the crew on the set, everybody jumping in there. I think there were people that were like deputized staff members going in there. It was just like, who's handling the explosives? Me. Who's handling the sharp objects? You.
They took charge. It was awesome.
Yeah,
Right.
no, everybody.
How can we make this
Everybody
go
was great.
swiftly and efficiently as possible? It was really great.
And
All
I was
hands on deck.
gonna get into thanking all of our sponsors, like Eargasm and Static X Radio and Matt Connor Entertaining Concert Junkies, and of course Savage Ladies and Legion of Sauce and Rob and John. But today
what?
is a special shout out to one of our really good friends who's pulled a very mean, nasty
What?
trick on us.
What? What did they? What?
So
Mean?
everyone here, cool. We have this talk every about the time Melissa has her birthday when the season starts. We talk about Easter candy. Why we talk about it every fucking year? It never fails. And every year in this family, we talk about how much we hate Peeps.
Yeah. No go on the Peeps.
Please put a 1 in the chat at home if you enjoy eating the candy. The marshmallow candy, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know Peeps. The little duck things, right?
Everybody knows them, but who wants to eat one?
Have
That's
you-
what I want to know.
Do you like them?
You don't like Peeps.
Be honest.
Yeah, well, I'm diabetic, so I don't try a lot of stuff like that.
Before.
Before sugar?
No.
So Ed just did this
Oh
Ed.
my god, bro.
a bunch of times.
Oh my
So,
God.
we go outside earlier today. We're
What?
sitting outside.
What in the hell?
It's made by. It's a Pepsi product.
No, you
It's
know.
a Peepsy.
Oopsie. Oh my god.
This is satanic. I thought.
On a scale of 1 to 10, I want to
Ed just
can't.
said
I
that's his
can't.
one for Peeps.
I can't.
Look at how the bunny's looking at you.
No.
Look at how he's looking at you.
Oh, that looks evil.
He's peeping
No.
at you. Look at him.
Bunny.
Peep it.
Oh my god. Can I turn it towards the camera real quick?
So,
On a
Look at how the
scale of
bunny's
1
looking at you.
to can't. I can't. I can't.
It's gonna haunt me in my dreams.
If
Oh
you
my
saw
God.
right, if you saw a bunny like that in your front lawn, you call the fucking police.
Yeah. Fuck that! I'd get a gun.
So, so one for
I'm
you,
hunting rabbits.
one for you,
Oh, thank you.
I thought it was a bunny.
one for you.
Did we shake it first?
No,
No,
no.
no.
Okay.
But I figure it's hot in here, so.
Yeah. Pepsi and
Oh.
Peeps. artificial marshmallow flavored cola.
Me.
Oh boy.
There's a lot of sugar in this.
Peeps, Pepsi, man.
Yeah. It's a marshmallow flavored
What's it smell like?
soda.
Actually, it smells really good. It smells like vanilla.
Vanilla.
It smell- hold on. No, it smells like marshmallow.
No, it smells like Peeps.
It smells like a marshmallow.
Should we cheers first?
Sure.
Hold on, wait for me.
Wait.
Waiting.
Wait for me.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh. Cheers. Clink.
Oh my god. What do you think of that?
You already know how I feel about it. Lexi likes everything.
Actually,
It's not bad.
I actually like it.
It's not
I'm
bad.
gonna
You're
lie.
gonna give me all your soda, okay?
I was so grossed out, Ed, but honestly, this is really good.
Oh shit.
It
Quality.
tastes like marshmallows.
Quality.
Not a peep. It does not taste like Peeps.
No,
Yo, but keep it real. It doesn't taste like Peeps.
it doesn't
No.
taste like a peep at all. Maybe that's why
You know
we
what
like
it tastes
it.
like? It tastes like mellow yellow with like a shot of vanilla.
Yeah.
To me, it tastes like
Mixed in with Pepsi.
Right on. What the fuck?
It
Yes.
tastes
Yeah.
like
Quality.
a melted marshmallow.
Mm.
That's what it tastes like.
It's you know what? It doesn't taste bad.
It doesn't taste bad.
And I thought it was. I
Very
thought it was good.
sugary.
It is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
there's
skip out on it.
there's a lot of sugar in this, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I got a
lot of
cream
sugar.
soda right here.
Ed
And it ain't got
Cinnamon
shit-
Heck sent that shit to you. Gee, I wonder.
This
Thank
is
you,
good,
It's
though.
really good. Yeah.
Quality.
I'm shocked.
Quality.
That wasn't
I
bad.
am
Not
shocked.
bad. Do we
I've had a lot
recommend?
worse things than that, bro.
Right.
I'm straight up.
I was expecting some crazy
Mhm.
taste. It's really
I
good.
fucking still hate Peeps. It doesn't
I
change
hate
anything.
Peeps.
Hate peeps, but the drink though.
Yeah, the drink is actually really
Quality.
Zach, what was your favorite thing about? Are you in? Well, how many music videos are you in? A lot.
I was in 3 with Letting Go, and then now 1 with Sepsiss, so 4.
What was your favorite part about making videos with Letting Go? Like, what was it? Give me a highlight moment. Like, give me something y'all did, or
I remember when we were shooting the video for Rope Swing, we all did like individual like shots. Like each band member had like the camera. We had to run through the whole song, and they'd have the camera on you, and then we did one full band shot. But when it came my time to do the individual shot, I just remember the director like getting me super amped up because it was like a heavy headbang scene. So he was just like, do it, go, yeah, rock it, yeah. And it was just like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, it made me get more into it. I was like, all right, I'm motivated now. So that was fun.
what do you think? If there was any difference in working with us, not like bad or good, is anything? Do you feel like there was any differences or anything that stood out, like making a video with your last band versus making a?
It was this time around. It was. I don't want to say more professional, as if like my other videos weren't professional, but this
Because they certainly were. And
right.
are.
The director, especially the Rope Swing video, came out amazing. But like the shoot itself, like we had a whole team working with us that day, and it was just like like you said earlier, everyone had a task, and everyone just kind of went, and there wasn't everyone knew it just kind of everything clicked into place, and it was it just it's what I envision music videos being like
Wow, that's
like being
cool.
behind the scenes, like
Dope.
that kind of professionalism of like everyone just knew what they had to do, and there wasn't any like
Honestly, that really makes me feel good, man. I appreciate that. I definitely appreciate that.
it was also cool that everyone on the set was like happy. There was no like everyone wanted to be there, Like-
I've seen with music videos in the past, because we've worked with a lot of different bands and rappers, and there's a lot of anxiety and a lot
Yeah.
of I've noticed doom and gloom about music videos that I've never understood. However, I will say that I come from a theater and film background.
Yep.
And all my entire life I've always had the camera on me. I've always been in the middle of town square, in the courtroom. I've in the newspaper. I've always been so I guess that's been easier for me to deal with. That's really cool, man. I will say for sure that letting go is as professional as it gets as far as like filming.
Oh yeah, we the guy we hired, Burke, was. Did a
Oh,
real good
y'all
job.
hired out for him?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
I see a lot more bands hiring out in terms of just making music videos and editing. Do you think that that's coming to an end now in a TikTok era? Do you think people are like, you know what? This is the era of AI. This is the era of really powerful tools on the computer, on the phone.
I definitely think there's a trend in bands shifting more to DIY methods. Like, oh, why would I hire out to get a film crew when I could do it myself? And but there are some bands who are that don't want to take that time to learn, where they're like, oh, I'll just have a professional come and do it. And
I think if somebody can convince you that you're weak in a certain category or a certain area, it's definitely going to open up opportunity for people to sell you stuff. I mean, we're all born with our own set of eyes and ears.
Yeah.
And we learn about what's cool from other people. Like, how do you know that shadow's cool? How do you know that snare is attractive? How do you know that there's a lot of music that some of us might find unattractive, the entire countries are moving to, just because that we're conditioned, to a song being a certain length.
Right.
Just because we're conditioned to a certain kind of beauty, that changes from country to country. That changes sometimes from county to county.
County to county, even town to town, neighborhood to neighborhood.
That's true. Block to block.
Yep.
You go a little over here and you see, Latin flavors and then you go downtown, you might see Eastern flavors. So depending on moving around. Hey Lex, what do you got for us? Some cool stuff?
Yeah.
And that's a lot of peep for you, I realize.
I'll just start off with this one, because this one's kind of fun. There were shooting stars in the sun's corona. Like the corona layer of the sun.
Cool.
So there was a mesmerizing celestial event that captured the imagination of a lot of stargazers worldwide. The sun's corona took the center stage, creating a stunning little backdrop for anyone that was looking at the sun at this moment
I was
in
gonna say,
time.
you think people would be done with that word altogether at this point? Like they call it a halo or something.
I don't know. They call it the corona layer. I don't know.
No, I feel you. Yeah.
But anyways, so I guess the sun, so spitting out of the sun was like these particles, different sorts of dust elements that the sun's like cooking in its core, and it was kind of shooting it out. And as the sun was shooting out all these particles and elements, it started creating this like shooting star. Outer layer of the sun. So everyone was like, oh my god, there's like shooting stars, and it created this phenomenon, and it's making like astronomers like look into this phenomenon a little bit more to see if this happens a lot, if it's like a constant thing that the sun's doing like all the time. So it's causing more questions about what's going on in our
we're
sun.
dying. We're all gonna die. No. You see what she talk about right now? She talk about everybody at home like, oh, that seems so nice. No, that's a sign that we're all gonna fucking fry.
I just
Yep.
think
Fan here from the Philippines asking guys have any strings for Floyd Rose? What's the best brand?
Oh, well, you know what? I stopped using Floyd Rose a long time ago because I always knock it out of tune. You know, I think Hot Sauce, her guitar has a Floyd Rose on it.
Yeah, but she told me at the video shoot that she's looking to get a new guitar. She's trying to get away from the Floyd Rose.
Did she say that for real?
She did.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I have very bad luck with floating trems, bridges, and I tell you why. Because I want to yank on it.
Right.
You know, if you give me a trem arm, I'm one of those guitar players. I'm hanging on it. Yep. I'm pushing on it. I'm grinding on it.
Yep.
And by the time I'm in my third song,
broke a string.
Yeah, I broke a string. It sounds like I'm playing in a different
yep.
band.
And it's not like you can just regular tune. You got to use the little.
And what sucks about like being in Sepsiss is your guitar has to be in tune.
Oh yeah.
So like a lot of the modern metal bands that are out now, you could just tune it as low as possible and rock with the kick drum, and no one's gonna sing anything. The problem with us is our guitars have to be in tune because Melissa sings.
Right.
So if our guitars aren't in tune, if I have a Floyd Rose issue, I need big, crisp, wide chords. I can't always rely on a percussive, scratchy, extra drum. I need somebody that's gonna be able to keep the guitar in tune. Me personally, I used to use 10s.
Yeah.
On a Floyd Rose, I used to use 10s because anything more than that, the intonations start to get strange, and all the different Floyd Rose guitars that I had 21 plus frets on it, so it was wound up being an extended scale, and when you have an extended scale, you have more length of the string that goes across the neck, so it's going to take that much more to apply the tension that you need, and by the time you get done with the motherfucker, the guitar has done changed the shape. I'm terrible, when people ask me smart guitar questions, I'm usually terrible about it because I don't know anything about wood,
right,
or cutting stuff or cleaning anything. I know I could play some shit though. I can play the guitar. I can't build one though. I was gonna say something mean, but I realized that everybody's listening to me because somebody just what? Well, listen. All I know is I brought my guitar to get this thing set, and I'm not happy with it. So now I have to take it somewhere else.
I told you.
He told me. Are you listening? And he told me before I went.
Yeah, it wasn't no hindsight thing.
And I went anyway. And then when I returned, it was one of those things I returned with the guitar and I lied to myself all afternoon.
Oh, no, it's fine.
Right. No, it's not fine.
It's fine. I've been there.
It's not fine. It's just a certain way that I like my top 2 or 3 strings, man. They have to be buttery. The way I've had other guitar players have come up to, it's nothing I can even control. That's the thing. I've had other guitar players pick up my guitar at venues and be like, "Oh, what the fuck?" And I'm not getting that what the fuck feeling no more. Ted, or whatever your name is, the thing's fucked up. I'm hurt. Can somebody help me? I need somebody to fix my guitar. But now what? Now I'm gonna walk into a situation. Now I've got trust issues. Now I'm terrified. This is why I never bring my guitar into anybody, because I'm thinking they're gonna sabotage it. I don't really think that. But I do think they're going to do it right, and then I'm wrong, and then they give it to me, and then I lie to myself for the afternoon because I want to be nice to this person, and I don't want to say anything mean, and I don't want to tell them you screwed it up. But the truth is, he screwed it up!
It's true. That was a good one.
It's not the way it was before.
Are you saying it's less than before?
That's not funny. Shit. It's awful. No, and here's the thing. Most people...
Technology.
Yep. Most people that would play this guitar would probably say, "Oh, this is good," and that would irritate me even more. Like the average person that picks up my guitar right now is gonna be like, "Oh, this is sweet," and I'm gonna say, "It's not fucking sweet
No,
by
it
any
isn't.
by any means."
It's definitely sweet.
It
Nothing.
was right. It was. She's just saying Sepsiss song titles to everything I say.
I think she's doing it on purpose.
I mean, it's kind of fitting. I'm not gonna lie to you. Those songs were kind of fitting for listening.
For my misery.
Yeah, but
She's
it's
saying all the Sepsiss music fits with my discomfort. What does that mean?
It's a nice reference.
Don't you work here?
Yes. I'm trying to make you happy by
We are the happiest. Zach, aren't you happy?
Always.
Oh, and another thing. You can't do this anymore. And I'm going to tell you why. No, because at home, the delay's not right. So every snare sounds like a flam. I'm telling you, every time you take a sound, put a 1 in the chat.
Is it just this one sound?
Then they all sound like flams. They sound like drum flams. Go check it out. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear the snare flam.
Is everything delaying for you guys?
Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear the snare flam.
Is it the same as a
Everybody
dodgeball
write the
snare?
word. Everybody write the word flam in the chat.
Flam.
What is a flam?
Flam pig. It's like when you take 2 drums and you go like this. But, okay, so basically, like, I'm gonna explain it to you like this, all right? I can't believe I'm explaining this, but it's like when one drum is slightly off than the other.
Okay.
Like so I
So
can go like
when
this.
you strike it?
So no, listen, like so I'm gonna go. Ready? Single snare, right? Ready? So I'm gonna bring in the flam, right? That's a flam.
Oh,
Did you see that?
Shit.
See how 1 was off? I made 1 off. That's a
It's
flam.
kind of like a ghost note.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Good
Well,
job.
what would be causing that? Because I gotta fix that.
Now, see, now she's like, I gotta fix that. I told you didn't want the drum flam, especially when you got the breakdown. Fana guna
Well,
ganunu.
that's disappointing.
But I
'cause
got
we hear
dangy.
fine.
But everyone's a flam, so every time it's a flam, so it's missing.
Flam.
What else you got, Lex?
American Airlines lose $20,000 of necrogoblagons gear.
Yo.
Wait, what?
So, in a bizarre turn of events, the beloved metal band Necrogoblicon found themselves at the center of a gear mishap.
You know Necrogoblicon.
During
Bum
a-
bum paneer, bum bum paneer, bum beep bum bum bum
During
bum
a-
paneer.
A recent flight with American Airlines, they had a situation that took an unexpected twist, leaving the band with a comical alternative. They have a little bit of dismay with the American Airlines because they admitted to losing or damaging approximately $20,000 worth of the band's equipment. Devastated by the loss, the musicians were eager to find a resolution. However, this resolution kind of left them scratching their heads because instead of compensating the band with an appropriate solution, American Airlines offered them a rather different, unconventional alternative: shitty luggage. So instead of, compensating them, they gave them some subpar baggage. And Necrogoblicon went to social media to, you know, make light of this interesting situation, and the band's fans were very much like supportive and also trying to help them figure out other alternatives. But yeah, American Airlines.
I feel like there's so much missing from this story. I get
There might be.
I get the sense that there's something. I don't know what's going on, but what I do know is that's not all the information. I'm too fucking old to know that to be duped on that. No, you just $20,000 a gear isn't actually a lot.
Yeah, I was gonna say, with the expensive music equipment is,
I was gonna say we probably have $20,000 gear on stage. That's when we go up there. That's just us, let alone like Necro Goblicon.
right?
What did they
Probably
lose?
have
A
20,000.
mixer? You know what I mean? Like,
Right? I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure I have that much worth of music gear in my house.
right? That's what I was saying. Like, amplify. I mean, a nice amplifier goes for $4,000.
Right.
Entry. That's a quarter of $20,000. I mean,
Yeah. Plus, if
That's
they
not
have
that much.
custom cabs, that's probably a good chunk of change.
I don't know where you're gonna get $20,000 worth of luggage though. That's the part that fucks me. Like
You
I
seen how
like
expensive luggage can be? I'm actually not that shocked by
like
it.
imagine you're coming in with way more luggage than you did gear. Like you're going home with like so much luggage. You're gonna get off the plane. There's gonna be like truckloads of luggage.
I'm surprised they even got the luggage back, because if you read the fine print of like every airline, they have the 3 words that every spokesman knows: airline not responsible.
That's some fly shit.
Yeah. MHT, BOS, LAX, complex airport codes that these airlines can't seem to get, so everything's just going to Tulsa.
It seems like any time that you, if you're an inventor, of the internet or some crazy product, just start making up a language to go with it.
Right?
And then you can always claim that nobody knows what the fuck they're talking about. Y'all laughing though, but you're like, damn, that shit makes sense. Fucking retard, fucking stupid. You know what I'm saying? Now all of a sudden nobody knows what you're saying. Beep boop beep beep boop 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 boop.
That's true. When's the last time you used the Dewey Decimal System?
That's what I'm saying. Nobody writes in cursive anymore. I can just pretend that I'm brilliant. How do you feel about Ozzy? You hear what's up with Ozzy?
No.
Wasn't he forced out of retirement?
No,
And then
he's canceling his gig.
The power
Yeah.
one.
Judas Priest is set to replace him on his Power Trip Festival lineup.
So it's his festival lineup he's backing out of?
Yeah. Rob Halford and company will join AC/DC, Guns N' Roses, Iron Maiden, and Metallica and Tool on the bill. A day after Ozzy Osbourne announced that he was bowing out of the Power Trip Festival in California, fellow legendary metal act Judas Priest has been named the replacement. And this, of course, he's due to him being not physically ready to play the gig. When Ozzy says that he's not physically ready to play the gig, if I'm fortunate enough to live as long as Ozzy has and be doing what he's doing, please remind me that I don't need to be prepared to do this. I think, you know what I mean? I think there's a certain age whether you can and you can't, but I don't feel bad for him having to back out. Like, health and real life first, bro.
Absolutely.
He's lucky enough to be he's
Right.
going up there. I understand it. Like, at that point, it's an entire experience. You're just flying on your fan base at the time. It's what you've done your whole life. I don't think there's a person on the planet that wants to deny that man that opportunity to do that. I think everybody is rooting for him to do that until his last breath. I think there are those bands, there's those people where you go, all right, man, that's enough. And I think people have felt like that about Ozzy in the past. I know that they've done that with Kiss and other people. I don't care. But as a musician, I feel like if you got the means to wheel yourself up there in a chair, and you can hit a couple of notes, what's the difference between that and the kids playing on, samples and backtracks and everything else? It doesn't really matter. You're not really playing the music. Neither is Ozzy. People say, oh, he's not up there. People pay hundreds of dollars to go see him sing, but he's not as good as he used to be. So what? People pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to go see the young bands that they love, and they don't sound like the records.
Mm-hmm.
So we pay young people to get up there. We cheer young people on, and we encourage young people, or middle-aged people for that matter. We encourage 40 and 50-year-old people to get up there, A-list, B-list, C-list celebrities to get up there and play shitty guitar. Why can't Ozzy get up there? He'd sing a bum note or two. What's the big deal? So for the people that that aren't excited to see Ozzy up there, then they're not really fans of him. Because there was, years and years, people were just fans of Ozzy, as far as being fans of traditional, classic, heavy metal. Mm-hmm. But the modern world didn't have love for Ozzy until he came out with a reality TV show.
That's right.
Come on, we all know that. So, you know what I mean? The modern day world fell in love with Ozzy when he put his entire life
just out there.
When he risked his entire life, and he did that at his own free will. That comes with its own consequences. But let's face it, a lot of modern day folks know and have been, put on to Ozzy through, the popularity of his reality TV show on MTV. Mm-hmm. Not a lot of folks can name, if you start mixing up Black Sabbath songs with Ozzy Osbourne songs, a lot of people today would be confused between the two. If you start naming Ozzy Osbourne catalog, people start, people start losing track. So God bless the guy, man. Still getting up there, kicking the shit out of people. I don't see why he can't do it with everybody jumping around on TikTok.
Rob Gorman said, I miss going to Ozfest every summer. So many great bands on those bills.
Yeah. How do you feel about retirement? What's the when should bands and actors and actresses, is there a time? Is there a time when somebody should stop doing what they love doing? I feel like Ozzy could throw a bigger concert in his basement tomorrow night than we could all year at Swarmy Fest. So sometimes I'm curious, like, why don't you just do Ozfest? I'm saying there's nothing preventing Ozzy Osbourne from playing in front of 2,000 people this weekend. It would be hard for us to play in front of 2,000 people. We'd have a lot of work to do.
Oh, absolutely.
Ozzy doesn't have that kind of work to do because he's done that work already.
Right.
So I'm wondering why. If I was him, I wouldn't care to play somebody else's festival. But I'm sure that there's a business arrangement around this. But I think it looks to me like he wants to do it for fun. You know? It looks like to me like somebody like that's his brain's been running like that his whole life. And think about that's all you've ever done. It's gone. That's all you've ever done. All you've ever known is driving around playing them songs.
Robert says hi.
Sounds like you, Melissa. What do you like? What would you do? Like your whole life since you were a kid's been like driving around playing rock and roll.
Yeah, it's been like my whole life.
That's weird. I'm not trying to scare you. Like, what are you gonna do? I'm just saying, like, wow. Are we gonna be wheeling you out there?
If I want to play, I don't see why I wouldn't.
I think that's how Ozzy Osbourne feels.
Mm-hmm. If I can physically do it, yeah.
So, have you guys heard that TikTok has started a music distribution service?
Oh my dear God.
What do you mean? Oh yeah. Everyone's gonna have a record label. Remember a record label for you, a record label for Zach. We're all gonna have. I'm telling you.
We're all gonna have record labels.
In the future,
Record labels.
remember I said this, everybody on here. In the future, the consumer is the record label. The consumer's the stripper. The consumer's the actor now. The consumer's the rock star. The consumer's the DJ. The consumer's the chef. The consumer, the selfie, man. The biggest trick in the book.
Yep.
It's the biggest trick in the book, and they got everybody doing it. Yeah. So in the future, you're the mogul. You're the god. You're the king. You're the queen. You know, that's why everybody calls each other kings and queens.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you ever see that now?
Oh, that's
Internet creator talk, though. It's accelerated internet creator talk. That's why, like, if you see, like, the language has changed. You know, originally you had, like, Facebook users, and
yeah.
because they were, like, users. Like, IV users.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And now they're creators. Because
Digital creators.
they want to push the narrative. They want
Yeah.
to push the idea where everybody goes. I mean, essentially, you're creating something. You'll be a pile of bones somewhere in somebody's backyards, and little shit will eat you, and they'll create, you know, piles of shit on top of your dead body, and other things will eat that, and then you will create something in the world. But will you create music? No, seriously. It's true. It's a circle of life.
Lion King.
I just can't fucking wait. Snoop Dogg is everything. You didn't know that?
Wait, what?
Snoop Dogg is everything.
He's everything, huh?
Yeah, he's back at it again.
Snoop
What's
with
he
the
doing?
double G.
Yeah. So
What's he
he
doing
joins
now?
a 20 million series of funding rounds for music and NFT platform Sound. Okay, Sound is a platform for music and NFTs and all this other stuff. You guys
What?
wouldn't know about this because only super nerds like me know about it. But
Sound?
well, I'm just saying, Snoop Dogg is everywhere. And you know, it's kind of like Melissa. Kind of like Metaverse Melissa. Metaverse Melissa, anything that's moving, anything, if it's not nailed down and it's digital, Melissa's going after it.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? And Snoop Dogg and Melissa Wolf are the same type of business person.
Mm.
When the MP3 came out, Snoop Dogg was there. Huh? When streaming came out, LimeWire and Fruity Snap, you had it all. The first time when we were talking heavy metal and recording, we didn't know anything about digital audio workstations, and there was Melissa Wolf playing on her Audacity. She had the
I had Audacity too.
You had the audacity
I did.
to admit that.
That's OG recording right there.
It really is, man.
I also
OG
had,
internet
what was
recording.
it called? Is it Guitar Pro?
Well, well, Snoop Dogg has got, I mean, this guy's got, you know, Snap chips and soda drinks and MP3s and ABCs and NFTs. He's got foam fingers, and he's also got a virtual soccer team.
What?
Yes.
A virtual soccer team?
Mm-hmm. And he
What?
hosts an Alcoholics Anonymous on Tuesdays in a virtual metaverse meeting room for senior citizens.
Huh.
No, he doesn't, but he should.
Wait,
See, I had
which
you all
part
stumped.
did he not do?
Well, he
Does he,
He
have
doesn't
a
have no. He doesn't have an Alcoholics Anonymous for senior citizens on Tuesdays.
right, that part he doesn't, but he does have.
Yet.
He has a football team,
He has a football team.
and he has a metaverse mansion next to Steve-O and JFK.
JFK is
Wait,
Mm.
dead.
JFK?
Not in the metaverse. In the metaverse, in the virtual verse, people can come back. I was saying this last week.
So does that mean Michael Jackson's gonna have a mansion?
Well, he's got his own hologram tour coming out.
We've went over holograms, and we already went over fake Drake. Fake Drake is selling more, doing more streams right now than real Drake. It's just it's huge. You're laughing again. This is the third. You guys don't believe me.
No, I believe you. I just love
the only
hearing
thing I
this
know
again.
The only thing I know about Drake is that he was on Degrassi and was in a wheelchair. On
Video
Degrassi.
done flip the table.
So I just want to tell you that Snoop Dogg has it all, and he has now joined a $10 million series funding round for music NFT platform The Sound. Okay?
Okay.
So the round also saw participation from Palm Tree Crew, A Capital, Sound Vultures, Collab and Currency, Scholar Capital, Ryan Tedder, Tay Keith, amongst others that you've never heard before, and not to be limited, but certainly including Mr. Snoop D-O to the double G. According to...
Lemon said the next Corona commercial should be Snoop, me, and you on a Caribbean beach.
Yo, anytime I get to go to a Caribbean beach with Snoop Dogg, I'm gonna go.
Woo!
You know what I'm saying? Like, he said flip the table, not flip the flipper.
I'm not flipping the flipper. I'm clapping it.
It's a platform that provides tools for artists to upload, stream, and monetize their NFTs without third-party infringement. Isn't every product in the world based on that whole
Yes.
scheme of convincing somebody, hey, you know what? Let's get rid of the other guy and you just deal with me. Think about that. Every great product that's ever been created has been somebody that convinces another person that they have a solution to get rid of the middleman. So by offering you me, the new middleman, I promise you there will never be middlemen here and after. It just seems like a shitty advertisement.
Yeah.
Throw away everything you've ever done, join my stupid thing, only to later throw in the towel on my shit because I will also be included in a bunch of piles of shitty products that at that time lack financing and they'll be outdated by the time we can have any civil litigation. I hate to depress you, but Snoop Dogg knows this, and that's why he's got a feather in his hat. Sound also says that they let artists keep 95% of the proceeds. This is what I always hear about all these streaming streaming distribution, all these new startup companies. They all claim the same thing. They all claim they're going to get musicians paid. This is the same fucking thing our record label told us. They claimed that they were going to receive our music and that they were going to work with us, developing us and guiding us into the future of our career where we would be able to monetize and keep, a good percentage of the money that we made while inheriting opportunities for growth down the pipeline. This just seems like the same thing.
Put up slightly.
It's another person saying, I'm going to give you money and I'm going to give you an opportunity to have exposure.
Are people paying for exposure again?
It's like, it's a fine line. It's like exposure or the other X. Exploitation. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's that there's the X, you've got exposure and then exploitation.
We're at a crossroads.
Like
Yeah.
bone tongues and Tharmy. Ah, damn it.
Streaming services aren't just removing shows and films, they're destroying our trust. Did you hear that? If you didn't want to know, Melissa. Midway through 2022, as Netflix experienced a series of blows that led crumbling stock prices and significant layoffs, it wasn't easy to point to HBO Max as a streaming service that had things figured out. I like how they talk about it like it's a boxing match. There was HBO trying to build a strategy. Like, bro.
With fucking Paramount.
Why
Here
is up
comes
all this
Hulu.
good guys and bad guys bullshit?
divide
I'm
and
telling you.
conquer.
Do you remember me saying? I hope you remember. Please, please, please remember this. Back when everybody was Netflix and Sepsiss,
Yeah.
and I said, I fucking hate Netflix.
Yeah.
I fucking hate it. Even like when I had like, young ladies in my life, when the service was coming out, they wanted to Netflix and chill. I said, let's just chill. No Netflix. I hate people suggesting shit that I'm gonna like. My whole life is like this journey of me finding things that I like. And don't get me wrong, I don't mind suggestions from people I trust. I don't want complete strangers suggesting shit to me. I don't care if your name's Spotify or iTunes. I don't care how long these products have been in my life. I don't know who the supervisor is that's standing behind the outlet. I don't know the supervisor that's standing next to the vending machine. Every time I put a fucking quarter in here, I don't know who's collecting them shits every month. I want to be the guy on the side of the road that waits for the truck to pull up and meet the asshole that gets out and collects all the coins out of that vending machine. And then I'm going to follow him back to his employer. And he's going to be standing next to that outlet. But if you keep following, the story, through the pipeline, you'll find somebody that has a power plant somewhere. And then someone's a chairman somewhere. And a CEO. And then there's a... It all started with just a gumball machine. Midway through 22, as Netflix experienced a series of blows. It's not a series of blows. It's just a shitty company, man, that's outdated. Netflix was a terrible idea that a lot of terrible people embraced. Seriously, people with bad taste embraced this shitty product. How many times in life have we... Think about all the shitty products that a lot of terrible people done embraced. Furbies. It's a piece of shit. It is a piece of shit. Why were we so excited about that? Think about that a second. Think of all the different products and think about that. Plastic Slinkies.
I had
like
fun with
plastic
Slinkies,
slinky.
right?
Oh, y'all outdated.
I like plastic slinky.
Nothing beats a steel Slinky. Plastic
I
Slinky ain't got shit on a steel Slinky.
I like steel slinky.
Put a 1 in the chat for steel Slinkies. Put a 2 in the chat for plastic Slinkies.
What if I like
yeah,
both?
You can't like both. Good guys and bad guys.
But both are really great sensory for me.
Only you can like both. She's bi Slinky.
I love this conversation.
Sean said stainless steel slinkies.
I'm just saying there's a lot of bad products and bad music and bad songs and bad shit that we've come. Why can nobody ever admit that?
Rob Gorman put a 1.
Thank you. But that's thank you, Rob. And here's the thing. Why can't we ever admit that there's like bad shit? Like, okay, for instance, everybody's complaining about LimeWire. You know what I'm saying? Then
I just saw in the news last night that the Furby is being reintroduced.
yeah, because everybody forgot how terrible it is.
Wait,
No,
reintroduce?
bro, they keep doing it. That's the same thing with flare pants. I'm telling you, that's the same thing with flare pants. Every couple of years, bell bottoms come back, and they call them something new, and then everybody goes, "Oh, remember how terrible bell bottoms were?" And then they bring them back. Bro, next 10 years. So, remember the skinny jeans thing? Everybody could never figure it out. They're like, why don't people like skinny jeans? But I watched it happen, because like being in metal, and then like growing up in rap music, like kids in rap music never knew that skinny jeans existed. So by the time skinny jeans happened to them, there was a whole generation of kids that were like terrified of skinny jeans and already making fun of skinny jeans. It's like, and I'm just in the middle of this gene conflict of what size jeans people should wear. But in reality, you wear the jeans that don't fall off your ass. and the ones that fall off your ass you're not wearing.
Depends on your style.
Then you can walk with them around your legs. But if they're gonna be on your hanging on any part of your body, they're gonna be there. That's where they'll be. Can we hear about 3 Doors Down from a Puddle in Nickel Creek? Because we gotta go.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was so late.
Yeah.
I'm sweaty.
I know.
So Puddle of Mud came out with a new song called My Baby off of their brand new album. I'm gonna pronounce it wrong.
Are they still on?
Ubiquitous?
What record label is this?
Pavement Entertainment.
It's coming out on Pavement?
Oh, that's their record label.
Is it coming out on Pavement? No, that's what I wanted to find out. Is that record coming out on Pavement?
It doesn't say where it's coming out. Like if it's on.
You know what I will say?
Label
I'll notice any premium A-list bands that are on any record labels that we've ever been on, they are never excited to admit that they're on that label. You can look. She just said it. I didn't make them do that.
That's why I'm laughing.
You never hear them say no. But listen.
Nothing.
Anybody that's been on our record label before, it's like a big secret in the music industry. Nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody, even I'm telling you, we're the only artists that have ever been like, yo, we're on that label and it fucking sucks.
Yeah, no one else has done that.
No one else. I mean,
even all the people that had record label issues, they still never said.
People who are friends of us who are on that record label have come to me and been like, I hate that fucking record label. And I've been like, how come you don't just say it? Fuck them. All right, go ahead.
So, they have a new song out called
It's too hot
My
for
Baby.
this shit. I'll start yelling.
It's a 3-minute song.
What's it? It's called Baby?
It's called My Baby.
Well, his baby, they need to do... All right.
So, according to this review of the song, the person says that it kind of sounds like washed up butt rock equivalent to mumble rap.
That's not nice.
The lead singer, his last name Scantlin, is barely comprehensible, and everything feels kind of like each part is vying to be loudest in the mix. And it also sounds like he's trying to sing another Nirvana song at parts.
Man, they doing that for promo.
I
Because
don't
anybody
think
that's seen that Nirvana performance might just tap on it one more time.
So I guess Puddle of Mud, with this new song being released, is causing music enthusiasts to have this sort of debate over
I can't wait to listen to it.
if it's a good song or not, if it's quality, if it's mumble rap.
Yo, the next song
They're just in a big debate.
that we put out, it should be like,
controversial like this?
right, like, right, Melissa.
It's almost like the Metallica snare drum. Is there the dodgeball snare?
In order for people to recognize your music these days, Melissa, you have to slip on a banana peel. And I know how much you love that, right? You love Weird Al Yankovic and stuff like that, right?
Oh, I love Weird Al.
So Melissa's pet peeve is Weird Al Yankovic. She's tormented by this. It's one of the first things I ever learned about her as a person. I said, "Oh my God, you don't like Weird Al?" She was like, "I'm fucking." Dude, I put on some Weird Al. She's like, "Whoa!" She looked at me like she was crazy.
I hate music like that. Can't stand it. Sorry to anyone who does that.
You don't like parody music?
She fucking hates it.
Like his specific.
I don't
brand
even
of
like parody music,
Any
but
joke music.
She likes Tenacious D.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's
It has to be good.
okay. I can respect.
Hold on. You like Steel Panther a little bit.
That's where I was going with that.
Yeah.
Come on. I mean, even if the lyrics are a little much for you.
That's a nice way of putting it.
I do.
Like, the music's good, though. Nah, I like it.
They're a phenomenal group.
I was going to say,
They're the best concert I've ever been to.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
420 at Hampton Beach. Oh. Yeah.
Damn.
They put on a hell of a fucking show.
So,
Yeah, Kevin, believe it.
one of our friends of the band, performs with them. I should put you on the phone. Then we should get you hanging out with some Steel Panther.
Please.
You think I'm joking? I'm not joking.
I'm gonna hold you to that.
Yeah, I'm serious. Well, after we get off, I'll show you. When's the Panther coming through? So that's it, because it's hot.
That's it? Okay.
Oh, no, I want to hear about the thing.
What thing?
You're going to read it, right?
Read what?
Didn't you write a piece?
A piece about...
Was that the end of the article?
Oh, the article, yes.
And there was nothing more on it?
Yeah, it's just them giving their opinion.
Thank you, Paul. He said, love the new song.
Hell
Hey,
yeah.
thank you. Sorry, I'm deliriously hot in here. I hope you all have a wonderful evening. I'm going to go melt.
Goodbye.